Who Corner to Corner podcast. His name is Paul and my name is Geoff, as I'm sure you know by now, but if you don't and if this is the first time you're listening to us, hello and welcome aboard. We hope you will enjoy our ramblings and that you might stick around for a while. So,
yes,
tonight,
good one,
or this morning, this afternoon,
whenever you're listening to the podcast,
but
for us it is tonight.
It is tonight,
very late night,
Monday night. We thought that we would have a discussion about Doctor Who dreams. And I don't mean those weird dreams where you end up naked in the TARDIS or something and the school is laughing at you.
That's what I thought it was going to be. You said to me, let's talk about Doctor Who dreams. I had them all queued up and everything. It's not that. What do you mean, Mr. Geoff? What's going on in that weird little tortured head of yours?
If you're only listening to this podcast, you've done yourself a favour because Paul has gone... method for his dream.
I always do, yeah.
But we thought we would talk about if we were in charge of Doctor Who, what would our dreams be? What would we like to see happen? Not just in the show, but in the expanded universe, the world around it.
DWEU, right?
Is that like the DCEU?
It's a Doctor Who Expanded Universe. It's literally an acronym for what you said.
I know. But
is it not?
If you were in charge, what would you like to see happen?
This is quite interesting because there's all sorts of many things out on social media and YouTube and what have you. And they'll say, if I was in charge of Doctor Who, well, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. I'd do this instead and it'd be much better and the general public would love it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes, because we've all got the answers, and
absolutely, we can all do it from our armchair, sitting there, vegetating, and running a complex multi-million-dollar show while we're at it.
Piece of cake. In fact, we'd be so good at it, and we'd be so good at it, we'd get 25 million viewers an episode again, and then
at least,
every other TV show would say, You've done so well.
You're so amazing.
Come and bring us 25 million people a episode.
Yeah. And we'd be like, not today, darling. We're busy in the jacuzzi.
Because that doesn't happen anymore. No, that's not what the TV landscape is like.
Apparently not.
No. So if you were in charge...
Yes.
What would you do? What would be your ultimate dream? Or dreams?
Is that a direct question?
Yeah. You can have
You're asking me? My ultimate dream? 3 things. Okay, what would I do? So what, like if I was showrunner and all that and I had all the power of all Doctor Who in the world?
Well, not necessarily. So, for example, on Twitter...
There's a caveat.
No, there's no caveat.
Twitter.
I proposed, would you have a theme park made, a ride, perhaps a good video game? Would you have more 13th Doctor novels? Would you have another... multimedia tie-in story.
Right, that okay, I never thought of that. Well, what I was going to go for is, right, so if I was, the one thing I would do is I would hire a bunch of people who are even better at doing what they do than what I am, basically. Because that's how you make things a success. You know, if you want someone who knows how to build theme parks or who knows what kind of spin-offs and things the kids like to engage in, you bring someone in who knows that stuff, who doesn't just guess at it or find it from some beanbag squatting guru on LinkedIn or something. They know it because they've done it. They've got experience. They know the research. They understand the market and everything else. So I would appoint those people, if you like, because I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't know anything about theme parks, if they're going to work, and novels and stuff. It's just bring all the people in. So all I would want to focus on, if it was me, is just the TV show. That's it. I'll bring other people in and they can come, I'd want oversight on stuff like that, but they'd have pretty much free reign to go away and kind of visualize and dream up all this stuff. And as long as it's going to bring in money and be good for the brand, I'm all for it. There you go. That's my number one thing.
Okay. What would be your number 2?
My number 2 thing, I don't know. I'm going to go across to you while I think of a number 2, because I'm literally just thinking of this on the spot, because I've given it no thought today at all, because you wronged me. You gaslighted me, saying it's about your Doctor Who dream about being naked amongst Daleks. I was all prepared for that one.
I would...
Yeah, I'll stand by it.
it'd be nice to see like an exhibition experience type thing again. Like the
Oh,
one
yeah,
they
that's a
used to
good
have
idea. I'd
down
have to
in.
bring someone in who knows about doing exhibitions.
Yeah. It was really good that, and obviously closed down a few years ago, and they had various iterations of it before, and they did
Yeah.
the sort of immersive things like time fracture and stuff like that. So something a bit like that would be good again. I think it's a cool,
Mm.
interactive, immersive event with a museum kind of element to it as well. So yeah, if I was in charge, I'd want to bring back something like that.
That
Yes.
sounds interesting. I didn't go see Time Fracture. You did, didn't you? You liked it?
Yeah, yeah, it was good. Yeah, when eventually it
Mm.
opened after COVID and flooding,
Oh,
and
yeah. It's okay, yeah.
they had a hard
Did,
time, to be fair.
yeah. Did you get dates cancelled and they had to be
Uh,
rebooked or something? Did you? Or
well, yeah, I
were you
mean, I
quite?
know, booked the tickets, and then
Yeah.
I think lockdown stuff happened not long after that, so it was delayed, and then it kind of got to a point where people were like, "If we paid for something that's never happening," because there was just no answers
Yeah.
and no
Yeah.
news on it, and then
Mm.
I think it opened, and then they had a major flood or something, and then they had
Mm.
to do some structural work and do something, and then there was another flood, and it wrecked it all again, and it was just hugely delayed.
Was it just
So,
in
but
one location and they didn't take it
yeah,
rented?
it was
Yeah.
a large building, and it was absolutely worth it,
Mm.
in the end. But yeah, it took a long time to get there. So
Jolly good.
yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
Mm.
enjoyed it.
Interesting. Yeah. I think an exhibition's a good idea, actually, because they've had a few of those in the past, like you said, haven't they? I mean, the
Yeah,
one I
yeah.
remember from when I was a kid was exhibition in Blackpool. I think I've said it many times on this
Mm.
podcast before, but it was kind of, it was quite influential to me, or it's something I remember a lot, because every time we used to drive up and down the promenade, you just hear the Doctor Who music from Tom
Mm.
Baker's era sort of screaming out over the promenade, so that was good. And then we used to have Longleat, which is just down the road from here. That
Yeah.
was obviously quite a big thing for the 20th anniversary, and that shut down a couple of years after we moved over this way.
Right.
Then there was the one in Llangollen, which was round the corner from where my wife was brought up. So we got married just round the corner from that. So that was fun as well, and that shut down a few months after we got married, actually. I'm sort of sensing a common theme here, Geoff. If
Yes.
I attend said exhibitions, they tend to shut down. So maybe if there's an exhibition, I wouldn't go to it. I just have to gaze upon its magnificence via social
Yeah.
media. Live
I
vicariously through the experiences of many others who wax lyrical about it on many multiple platforms.
I heard that MCM Comic Con is now closing down as well.
Oh no, is that true? After my
But
video
you went
diary,
to it
see,
this year.
that's what did it.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. A couple of months after, shut it down. LaVille's been here.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
He's visited,
Oh
yeah.
well. See, hence the reason I would give that job to somebody else. So, okay, you think exhibitions are good? Go away, research it, do it, come back with a plan, and let's see how to pick the bones out of it or something. Let's see what the wolves make of it in the morning. I get it.
Yeah,
Right. I was never very good at corporate bullshit speak, to be honest, but I do try.
So we had a couple of comments on. I'll just read a couple now, and then we'll do some more later over on Twitter. So yeah, I said theme park, good video game, more 13 novels, another multimedia tie-in story like Time Lord Victorious, perhaps a yearly series. Or a favoured actor to be the Doctor. And Trevor Carter, he said, all of the above, please. And Jan Trask said, all of those things and Daleks with a face to sort of say, presumably, why did Shooty never get the...
That was so
the
sad. He never got to meet the Daleks.
Mm. Yes.
What, is there a big conspiracy theory there or something?
That
you're not sharing with me.
No. I don't think there's any conspiracy behind it, but I think that if you've seen the video of him on BBC News or something talking about it, they sort of asked him this week, "Why did you leave?" essentially, and he said, "Oh, I'm old and my body can't take it." And I thought, mate, you're 30. Try being our age.
Yeah, try being our age.
Yeah. Before anyone says anything, I appreciate the show is very physical, but you're 30, and
yeah.
So it feels a little bit like
prime of life, fit as fit as a fiddle.
He don't
smoke, does he? Don't smoke, don't drink, any of that stuff. So. Probably goes partying hard, mind. I don't know.
Yeah, but towing the corporate line. Oh yes, I was tired. That's why I left. So it's a bit strange. Right. I think what happened is that he had a 3-series contract, and then Disney ummed and ahed about the 3rd series and still haven't decided. And in the waiting around time, he's decided, I'm not hanging around for this anymore. And he's left. That's what I think's happened.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
Or he fell out with Russell. So,
or maybe a combination of all those things. Or maybe neither possibly. Of those things. We can only speculate, which is what we're all very good at doing. So long may that continue, is what I say.
So what would be your second dream, your wish? Perhaps wish is a better...
My wish. I wish... Okay, so if I... You see, I don't know if... I don't really get that big on all the other stuff, the DWEU, as we're now going to call it, because that's going to be trademarked and licensed, right? I just like the program itself, really. Pure, unadulterated. Just give me the TV show. That's all I really care about. You can have the other stuff. It's all fluff. And I know people love it and engage with it and enjoy it. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be there, but I would have the team looking after that. So that's all fine. That can do its own thing, But for me, personally, I would just want to concentrate on the stories. And I would like to move away from the pressure of having a series arc. I don't mind if there's like a theme that runs through and it can kind of loosely bob in and out of visibility. It can sit in the background, it can come right forward, and it can, hover around somewhere in the middle. But it shouldn't be the overriding driver for all the stories. I just want really good, really entertaining stories. And I would do my absolute damnedest to get the writers in who can produce those stories. Right? I'd love to write one myself, but I wouldn't want to write all of them because that's too much. I'm getting old now and this body's too old. He's too tired. I'm not 30 anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just joking. I'd do all of them. No, I wouldn't. Because that's too, it's too rubbish. But I would love to sit down and concentrate on one while other writers looks at the others and we get together in a little room. We write loads of ideas and all that kind of stuff. And that'd be great. So I think loads of different stories, no massive arc, just real high quality, whether they're funny, whether they're silly, whether they're serious and tragic, or I don't care as long as they're good. And by good, I mean that they get people sitting down on their sofas religiously to watch this show. Because I think at the end of the day, stories are the only thing about Doctor Who that really matters. And yes, stories are made up of all sorts of different things, but, it's about getting those ingredients right. So I'd want to get writers who have a good track record of writing absolutely nail-biting, page-turning, laugh out loud, cry my socks off kind of thing. Great stories. Just about the stories. Don't care about the fluff.
But the thing is, it's just hard, I think, these days, isn't it?
It's not hard. It's easy. No. It's simple. Anybody can write. No, not anybody. You write a good story. That's it. That's all you got to do. There are writers out there who can write brilliant TV shows. Just get them right for my show. That's all I would say.
But the thing is that it doesn't really matter what you write. You won't please everyone.
I don't care about other people's opinions and stuff like that. Because you can't. If you're running the show, right, you can only do what you think is the right thing. And I think that my appreciation of a good story, right, because this is my wish list, right, it's my dream, if you like, is good enough that I know a really good story when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in charge of the show of anything, you've got to do what you think is right. Same as, if you're making music, you do what that works for you. and you hope that it works for other people, and but I think there's some people that you're never going to make a series that will appeal to everyone. And,
no, exactly. So you don't strive to do that. You just tell. But I want the show to be just focused on stories week after week. I don't care if they're. Well, I don't really. I mean, I don't want like. As I said, I don't want this narrative arc thing. I think that puts on too much pressure. And it takes over the ability sometimes to write that story. If the arc suddenly takes precedence.
But also, I don't think it. So, in Who, the arcs are fairly flimsy most of the time, and in that they're not sort of like they're not massive integral parts of it, because each episode is its own thing, and so the arc is sort of essentially a glorified Easter egg most of the time. It's not.
But it's still like, something there, though, isn't it? Right? There is still something there. Yeah. So if you think of the last couple of series, we're promised, lots of things, and it all seems to be building to, this is Russell playing on our expectations of an arc. He's seeding the threads of such a thing, and then in the end sort of turns around and says, "Ha ha ha! It's all a cunning joke, and you fell for it, you nutters."
Yeah, I mean that was awful, but Flux works as a serialized thing, which I think
but it's one story, isn't it? It's one story made up of chapters.
Yes, and I think an approach like that works quite well. But I think I agree with you. I think if you don't do a series like that, you need to just basically do 8 banging episodes that end with something spectacular as the sort of final episode. But it's not the culmination of the Rani or Torchwood or whatever, because it just I think it sets too many expectations for people that something's going to happen, and it often doesn't live up to it.
No, this is right, and this is why also I don't think that it's always a good idea to have a spectacular finale ending. That might dash a few people's expectations. Now, I don't mean you end the thing on a downbeat note, right? But the last story is as good as all the other stories. It's not like the last story in a series is going to be better because it's got more explosions or more money thrown at it or something. I can see the value of that, and I wouldn't necessarily say, no, we're not going to do that. But this story has to be the key to everything. I think sometimes what happens, it's not just Doctor Who. I think sometimes what happens, it gets wound up in all the other stuff, the drive to create merchandise that people are going to buy, or again, the drive to have that big finale to get all the characters in when it makes no sense for them all to be there. They can be there if the story is that story, and it absolutely has to be told, and it's going to get bums on seats. It's going to get people watching because they're invested in the story, not because they care about all the frippery stuff, but because they're riveted purely to what they're seeing on screen right now. And maybe a few treats every now and then, but the story, mate, is everything.
Well, of course it is, yeah. But
and that would be my vision of Doctor Who, I'll tell you now.
It's difficult because I think people have become accustomed to sort of having a big end to, whatever it is.
Yeah, but you can change those, you can change the way people think by those things. They're only accustomed to that sort of thing. And it's only a minority, really. It's only a certain percentage of, TV viewership who do expect that sort of thing. And, but, you change what you feed them, you change what they come to expect. And that's how this whole thing happened in the first place. Modern Doctor Who, had to be different from the classical Who because so many years had been changed and passed in the interim. And because TV had changed itself, the whole landscape had changed. So when Doctor Who came back, it had to be different. And it just created a template that now, it's very slowly, turgidly evolved. It doesn't really do anything now that it didn't do like 20 years ago when it first came back, and I think it just needs to move on. And I think the easiest way really to do it is just go back to the core of the show, to maybe go back at telling historical stories and future space adventures and just put in all of those things, just have a really good story, a very strong plot, great characters that people can identify with, and something that's, maybe a treat alien, a robot or something. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that typifies Doctor Who. It's not about, what's on the shelves at B&M particularly. It's not about the exhibitions, or even the books and stuff like that. They should not be the things that drive the show to be what it is. The show should be core, central. That should be the thing that drives all the other stuff around it. And if that fails, if that centre ever moves to the fringe, then it's gone. We've lost it.
If only we'd had a series or two like that a couple of years ago.
Indeed, yeah. Well, there you go.
But it wasn't what I wanted.
Oh, stop being a marred. Come on, what's your number 2 then, before you start going down that road? I apologise for Geoff, dear listeners.
I would want to have a series a year, because it should be doable. Yeah, it should be doable.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of shows these days are bigger and more expensive and more complicated to make, but when was the last Stranger Things series? It's taken years
a couple
to
of years
make.
Ago. Yeah,
it's mental. It shouldn't take that long.
But you don't watch that anyway.
No, I don't. But it's that's irrelevant. But I understand that these things take a long time to make. But I do.
I agree.
We used to get Who yearly, and again, I appreciate that it's more complex and bigger now, but it should be doable, particularly with a reduced episode count.
Yeah. Do you know what?
But I'm not involved in the planning and stuff, so I don't know why that might be a reason.
Because I think a lot of this stuff is falling victim to what I said moves the show away from being what it is. I think that's the thing. I mean, because there's such an expectation that the next series of Stranger Things has to be bigger and better and everything else. 'Cause I think it's all the post stuff that takes so long to do. I think I'm pretty sure, and I read somewhere, Freya read it or something, it was all filmed and wrapped ages ago. Its final series. So it's all the post stuff. It's all the CGI, special effects, all the editing, all the corporate suits getting involved with budgets and this, that, and everything else. And departments growing, shrinking, people being sacked, different teams working on this, blah, 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 blah. The engine becomes a lot bigger than the core at the heart of it, the driver at the heart of it. And right on the outside of the engine, those components probably don't even know what they're doing, or don't even know what's happening right in the inside, because they're so far removed from it. So strip it all away, focus on the core, good stories. Because when you look at the 60s, right, and I wasn't even around in the 60s, but when I look at some of those old early Hartnell stories, mate, I mean, the special effects and everything, they look so shanky. They're awful.
60 years old. It's what it was at the time.
It's not even that. It's, it could be 60 years old and it could still look a lot better than it did. The fact is, they didn't have money or time, and nobody gave them any more money or time. So they had to be inventive with what they had. But the only thing they relied on to get people back was telling good stories. David Whittaker was one of the best writers that Doctor Who ever had. If you ever watched the Crusades, I mean, I've had no interest in the Crusades at all. Just not interested in that period of history. But bloody hell, I can watch that serial back to back for hours on end because it is so good. It's just a good story. You could take that same story out of the Crusades and put it in any other time or anything and tell that story. It is still going to be a good story. It's the components of the story that make it watchable. And yes, there's other things, eerie theme tunes, Strange Old Man, and, whatever, and crazy monsters and Daleks and things like that. And that's great as well, because that is all part of the mix. It's all part of the ingredients. But they don't mean anything without a really good story that can drive them through, something that's going to get people watching. So take away all the guff, right? You have to spend money on special effects and stuff. It's par for the course. But if you're going to have a story or a series a year, and I totally agree with that, you're going to have to make some compromises some way. You're going to have to say, fuck off whatever expectations people have got. This is what we're doing. And it's either going to work or fail. But I tell you what, if there's a good story at the heart of it, mate, it'll work 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, it doesn't really work like that in...
it should do, though.
I know, it should do.
Of everything.
Yeah,
it's what sells books.
There's too much money in everything. There's too many people involved, too many
you're right,
stakeholders.
It's all the shit around the surrounds of the engine rather than the thing itself,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very different days.
But it doesn't have to be, mate. It just needs someone brave enough and ballsy enough to actually go in and change it.
Yeah. Right, Fruders said more 13
Yes.
novels. If RTD's comments about by generation are true, and all the Doctors came back, I want canon confirmation of Thasmin Endgame.
Yes, definitely.
Does he know? Does Russell know? I don't know. A 13 episode series, not fussed by yearly, to be honest, just good when we get it. Semi-serialized, overarching threat, but some fun filler. Giltster says an open world video game. And the British Alien says, the British Alien said every TV story should be written by a different writer, no domination by a single individual, 100%. Which is what
100%.
Yeah. A good...
Sorry, I was just going to say, actually, I would open it up to, I would be actively searching for new writers. I want loads of new people on that. Some with a good track record, yes, but I would open the doors to I'd have a team working on unsolicited scripts to sift through the mountains that will come through as soon as I say I want fans and everyone to write in with their scripts. Because, you know, in somewhere in there, it's going to be a bloody good story from somebody, I'll tell you now. And it would never get seen otherwise.
Even if there's an idea and it ends up taking someone, you know, experienced and a professional writer to work with them and to take that and make it into something more.
Look at Andrew Smith, who wrote Full Circle for season 17. So he sent the scripts in on spec to Chris Bidmead, who loved it. It was great scripts, brilliant. Got Andrew in, realised he was only 17 years old, right? But gave him the commission anyway. You know, incredible. I mean, that's amazing. And Andrew's a great writer. Andrew's writing for Big Finish. He's done loads of Doctor Who stuff. He's done a lot of the spin-off Doctor Who stuff. Wrote Robots. That's my favourite Big Finish at the moment. Brilliant. Love it. He's done a couple of episodes of that. He's done some Blake 7. And I tell you what, brilliant. So yes, definitely. I mean, it would take, I would need a team of like maybe 500 people sifting through the scripts or something. But if I had unlimited budget, I'd do it.
You then need to sell lots of toys and books to be able to pay for them.
No, it all comes in from government money. What are you talking about? BBC licence payers. There you go. It's my dream, right? I can dream.
Yeah, yes, yeah, true.
But I just told you, didn't I? Also, don't forget, I have a team of people working on all the marketing and publicity stuff and all the merch and everything. They're the ones tasked with going out to bring in the money. That's their job. It's not my job. I don't know anything about, well, I mean, I do sort of, but, you know, it's their job. They can focus on that. I'll just focus on the stories. They go out and do all that stuff and make sure that the money generating machine is doing what it's supposed to be doing. But the core of the show is the stories, 100%. Yeah. That's in my world, in my dream. There's more, so I'm going to take my number one after you've done your bit.
Well, what's your number one?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, you've done your bit, didn't you? Yeah, my number one
I've still got one left to do.
Have you? All right, here's my number one, right? And I would love to see this. So I would love to see a series, whether it's a spin-off or whether it's the main show. I don't care, whatever. But I need to see, I'm sorry, Paul McGann, I'm going to give you a job as a doctor, but to see a series of the 8th Doctor back on TV. A full series. I would love that. He's a little bit older than he was, but I think he's still good. He's still got it. You know what I mean? He sounds great on Big Finish. I love those 8th Doctor stories. For me, the 8th Doctor stories were the genuine continuation of the series. You know, there was no, until obviously it came back and blah, blah, blah. But now the 8th Doctor is canon again. You know, he's part of that mix. And there's a wealth of them on Big Finish, and they're all mostly good. But I really, really want to see him on TV. There's a bunch of books as well, and I love the books, most of them. But you can't beat the TV series for me. That's it. Video games, brilliant. Theme parks, wonderful, great. You know, Target novels, amazing. I would have said, actually, bring the Target novels back, but they are doing that, so that's a great thing. I love the fact that
they are, but
novelising.
All they are at the moment is the episodes that were on TV a couple of weeks ago. They haven't done any...
But that's what Target novels are, you numpty. They are the stories of the TV episodes. Are they not?
Yes, I know, but they're not doing any older episodes. They're ones that were on, you know, it's only the stuff from Series 2.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. But they did do Witchfinders, didn't they?
Yeah, but that was a couple of years ago now. But there hasn't been any, you know, older episodes done in a couple of years now.
There you go. Let's get the back issues sorted out. I mean, there's loads of them from 2004 that can be novelised, isn't there?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot.
20 years worth. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'll do that. Yeah. Bring more Target books back. But no, my number one wish list, if you like, number one wish or dream on my Doctor Who wish list or whatever, is at least one series, if not many more, of Paul McGann as the Eighth Doctor. Bring it on. If you're out there and you agree with me, let us know right here. Yeah. Let's start that wave. Because I would do it. Yeah. I'll tell you now. Well, if I was a trillionaire, if I was Elon Musk and I had his money, right, I wouldn't be bothered building space programs. I just do Doctor Who all the time. I'd just do that. That'd be it. Who needs to go to Mars anyway? I'd pay to send Elon to Mars. He can go there. I'd literally give him a habitat to shut himself off in and stop messing with the rest of us. He can have Donald Trump and a few others up there as well, actually.
Someone who's
I think that the lives of around, 8.5 billion people on the planet would be made so much better if we just got rid of 6 people. That's it. 6 half a dozen people, and the rest of us would be fine. We could just go on with our lives and do what we do and have fun. Just those 6 people have got to fuck it up for everyone. Anyway, sorry, it's going off topic. Go on.
My last one was probably rather predictable. I'd have Jodie and Chris come back,
wouldn't you? Yeah. Well, why not? They're a great team. I love the 13th Doctor. She's fabulous, and and clearly still enjoys playing the Doctor on Big Finish.
Yes. Yeah. That's been great having that back, and we're now mid-July. It'll be another one in a couple of months. So it's good on. There's more Fugitive Doctor later this month as well.
Yeah,
which is good. It's a lot of fun. I guess that'll be the end of the month, so that'll be good to listen to. So we didn't get a huge number of responses from people on this one about what their dreams were. So this is actually probably could be our shortest episode ever. So
it's not. We've done shorter than this.
When we've done figure reviews and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see whether this gets a record number of downloads, in which case perhaps
make it happen, people. Well, actually, if they got this far, they've already downloaded it, so it's mad, is it?
Yeah, but maybe the shorter length might appeal. We'll see.
Hey, mix and match, mate. Mix it up. That's what I say.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, as always, and thanks for sending in your comments and contributions as well. And we will be back very soon. So we will look forward to exploring the Whoniverse with you once more.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time. Bye for now.